Hello everyone, I'm Gargi Gupta, Faculty of Psychology at SRN International School, Jagatpura, Jaipur. In this video, you are going to learn about attitude and components of attitude, which is part of Chapter 6, Attitude and Social Cognition of NCERT Grade 12. So before we start our video, let's see what are the topics that we are going to cover today. As you know, attitudes are an important topic of study for social psychologists. In this lesson, we are going to define the attitudes and discuss their three components as illustrated by ABC model: affective, behavioral, and cognitive. Also, we are going to have a quick recap of these two topics and a small quiz to see if you understood the topic well or not. So before we start the topic, I want to ask few questions. Do you believe that God exists? What's your opinion on politics? And what are your favorite toppings on pizza? Now, these questions may be seemingly unrelated, but it's likely you have strong opinions about all of these three topics. Developing opinions and forming likes and dislikes about everything around us are part of our daily lives. These attitudes affect the way we live and the choices we make. Now, let's see what is attitude, how to define attitude. So, attitudes can be defined as evaluation of ideas, events, object, or people. And you know that attitude can be positive, negative, or neutral. For example, sometimes we have mixed feelings about a particular issue or a person. Regardless, attitudes are an important topic of study for social psychologists. But why? Because they help determine what we do, what we eat, how we vote, what we do with our free time, and so on. So now let's see the components of attitude or the ABC model. Now, every attitude has three components that are represented in what is called as the ABC model of attitude. A for affective, B for behavior, and C for cognitive. Now, each component can also be the answer to the question, where does an attitude comes from? There are affectively based attitude, behavioral based attitude, and the cognitively based attitude. On your screen, you can see a flow chart. Let's read it. So, what is attitude? It is an overall evaluation of the attitude object. Now, what is attitude object? Attitude object is an object or event or a person towards which you are studying the attitude. So here we are taking the attitude towards puppies. So here our attitude object is a puppy. Now let's see the affective component of attitude towards puppy. So affective component is something which refers to the feelings and emotions towards that particular attitude object. So here our attitude object is puppy. So I love puppies. So that is my feelings and emotions towards that particular attitude object. So that is how I define the affectively based attitude, that I love puppies. Second, behaviorally based attitude. That is something which refers to the past and the future activity towards your attitude object. Here you can see I pet them whenever I am near one. So that is my behavior towards that attitude object. Third is cognitive, which refers to the thoughts and beliefs towards your attitude object. For example, here they are so fluffy and cute. So now this is my cognition, my perceptions towards my attitude object. I hope you are clear with it. Now let's have a quick recap. Attitude can be defined as evaluation of ideas, events, object, or people. The three components of attitude: A for affective, B for behavioral, and C for cognitive. Affective refers to the emotional reaction towards the attitude object. Behavioral refers to the way one behaves when exposed to an attitude object. And C, that is cognitive, refers to one's thought and beliefs towards an attitude object. Now let's move quickly towards the quiz. So here's your first question. Gay marriage is one of the most hotly debated issues of our time. Most people's attitude about this topic appear to be dash based because they are based on religious and or moral values. So now think about it. It is something related to our emotions. That means it is affectively based attitude. Now let's move to the second question. Sarah loves puppies. Which of the following could be an example of the behavioral component of her attitude toward puppies? Every time she sees a puppy, she squeals in delight. Behavior. She thinks all puppies are helpless and need to be protected. She thinks. Cognitive. Every time she sees a puppy, she feels giddy. She feels. Emotion. When she thinks about puppy, she experiences a boost in her mood. Again, emotions plus cognition. So we have been asked the behavioral component. So the answer is going to be every time she sees a puppy, she squeals in delight because that's her behavior. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.